questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South, they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Yes guys, and welcome back to episode 3 of Transfer Weekly. This is the show where I tell you all of the Crystal Palace transfer route for news, links and rumours, and I will also cover your comments below for the players that you suggest for me to cover. Today we've got a star midfielder in the World Cup, a Moroccan player who's played extremely well in the World Cup and is definitely one to look out for. A very good attacking fullback, and a striker, which is from the Turkish league. Let's see if we need them. Let's see what I think of them. Let's get into it. So yes, we're going to start the episode off today with the suggestion, and that is from Louis. Big shout out to Louis. Go sub to his YouTube channel. Here's a thing here, and I will put the link to his channel below. But let's get into Amrabat. So, Sofiane Amrabat is a Moroccan midfielder who had an incredible rise and an incredible journey through the World Cup with Morocco, and he was one of their standout players. He was a proper enforcer in the midfield, and currently he plays for Fiorentina. I would think that he's very good on the ball, looking at him, watching some games he's playing, looking at some highlights. Very composed player, very physically strong as well. He looks pretty quick as well. I think that's sort of like an underrated trait of his. I think that he does everything so well, very calm, very strong. He doesn't look to be too good in the air because as a DM, doesn't look too good at jumping, let's say. Not too good of his head, but everything else is incredible. His long passing is definitely one of the biggest attributes to his game, and it's just a joy to watch, really. He looks so calm, so composed, and he looks like he's just, I don't know, maybe the perfect midfielder that Crystal Palace actually need right now. I think looking at his playing style and how he plays for Fiorentina and the slight difference how he plays for Morocco, how he sort of plays more as an 8 for Morocco but more as a 6 for Fiorentina, looks like he's very versatile, and you know what Vieira loves? Versatility. I think that it's just just to think of a player that can be in that midfield. I'm thinking of how I talked about Hayadara on episode 1. I think he'd be a very good very good to our team. I think looking at just imagining a midfield of Decore and Amrabat, very, very good, very strong, and then Eze in front of him. Eze's come under a little bit of criticism after the last few games for being a bit invisible, but we know that if he's played in the 10 and he's given that free role, he will cause trouble. And I think if you've got someone sitting next to Decore that's as good as Decore and has all the same attributes as Decore, there's no reason why that can't free up Eze to do a madness. Let's get into some stats. So, in 14 appearances, he has 10 starts in Syria as a DM. He has 51.9 touches per game, which he loves to bring the ball in, take a few touches, pass it on. He likes to drive with the ball, shows that he loves to get his team involved in play, isn't very selfish, basically. With 0.4 shots per 90, 90% pass accuracy during the whole of the season so far, which I think is just incredible. Like, if Palace had someone that could reliably pass, we would be so much a better team, because the amount of stray passes that happen, it's mad. But it's just a thing that we need to get over, and a player like this would definitely help. 0.8 interceptions per 90, 1.1 tackles per 90, and 0.6 possessions 1 per 90 means he's the perfect tackling midfielder. Like, he just seems to do everything perfectly, everything that we need in this team right now. However, unfortunately, I think because it's a January market and prices are up, and he's had an incredible World Cup, so also in a World Cup market, this market is volatile. It's really bad to go in and go for players for big money right now that's had a good World Cup. Unfortunately, I think he's going to cost too much, and I think that he's going to be looking at other teams a lot higher up in the leagues right now compared to Crystal Palace. He's also looked, after his skyrocket in price, it's going up because Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid, people like that are looking at him as a backup because Enzo Fernandez seems like he's going to Chelsea, and Jude Bellingham, who's a very similar type of player, who looks like he's going to either Liverpool or Real Madrid or I don't know. But this guy is all of their backups, and I think that if he's a backup, he's still probably too good for a team like us, which is very unfortunate. But I'd love to see it happen. I think he'll cost about 45 million pounds. Just don't see us ever spending that kind of money on a midfielder. I don't see Palace ever spending that kind of money full stop. But it is what it is. I'd love it to happen, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to happen. But thanks for the suggestion, Louis. Let's get on to the next one. The 22-year-old attacking right back, Sasha Bowie. Oh my gosh, what a player. What a player. Kind of ironic. Currently plays for Galatasaray. Who else currently plays for Galatasaray? Patrick Van Arnold. And I tell you what, under Vieira, in his system, I reckon Van Arnold would have been an incredible player. But we're not talking about Van Arnold right now, we're talking about Bowie. So, I think Bowie in a transfer window right now he's costing about £13 million, and I think this is well in our budget. It might not be in our budget because we are talking about loans and this and that, but this is a definite loan to buy situation because unfortunately our main target was Wan-Bissaka, and we know what happens. Palace are interested in someone and they start playing their heart out. He's been Man United's best player the last couple games. So unfortunately, the dream has to die. Wan-Bissaka ain't coming to Crystal Palace right now. Very unfortunate. Would have loved him to come back, but it is what it is, man. We'll get over it, but we found someone else, and who brings that attacking quality? He's a right back that can also play left back, so versatility. Vieira, I know you like that. And someone like Bowie seems to be very comfortable going forwards. He's a very good defender, don't get me wrong. Right backs need to defend first thing that they need to do. A defender needs to defend. Simple. However, he does have that attacking attributes that is lacking in our right back department right now. He's very comfortable overlapping. He does like to drive inside when coming up the pitch. So he'll help Elise out big time when going forwards. And he's both footed. And that's something that we just don't see very often. A fullback that's both footed, so he can come in and shoot on his left foot if he really wants to. He can run to the byline and cross it with his right foot if he wants to. So very, very versatile. He can do whatever. There's no way of defending against him, let's say, because he does like to dribble. He does like to do skills and stuff. So the link-up play between him and Elise would be incredible. However, we know what we're like when it comes to right backs, aren't we? Nathan Ferguson, West Brom finished his career, and that's something with injuries. But with Bowie, he's got a little bit of an injury history. He had 93 days out on a hamstring injury, so he's got dodgy hamstrings, and he has taken 3 separate weeks off during this season alone for illness. And I wouldn't say that that's a big concern, but I think a total, just off sickness and missing matches, he missed 5 games. That's a lot of games for someone that's like gonna be our starting right back. And also, if we bought Richards to be our starting right back or to be our starting centre back or our backup,
I'm so scared right now.
Or our backup centre back, he's just not, is he? He's not our backup centre back because he doesn't play when Anderson or Gay come off. He's not the backup, is he? But it is what it is. He does have some very good attributes, very physically strong, very comfortable, and looks like a very good player. Looks like someone that could definitely increase the stature of our club, how we play, and make us a better team overall. However, he does have one glaring issue right now, and I think Vieira can definitely teach it out of him. It's the fact that he is very positionally unaware, let's say. He does like to pick up the ball, and instead of kicking the ball up the pitch to get it away from our goal, he would prefer to dribble, and I think that's something that is not very looked up upon when you're a Crystal Palace fan. We just want the ball away from the goal, and he will take the ball and dribble along the back line. I have seen that happen a few times. Obviously, good skills to get away from the player, but you don't want to be dribbling from right back to left back. Like, you're just going nowhere, really, are you? But I think Vieira can teach it out of him, get him set straight, and see what happens. 15 starts and 15 appearances, unfortunately with no goals and 0.7 shots per game. That's not bad for a fullback, let's remember. With 2 assists, 4 big chances created, shows his attacking output, 80% passing accuracy and 6 clean sheets, 1.7 interceptions per 90, 3.3 tackles per 90 shows that he is also an incredible defender, as long as, well, with the fact that he's an incredible attacking defender as well. So, is he the perfect player? You tell me in the comments, but someone like Bowie, I'm very interested to see what we can do with him. See if we can bring him in on a loan to buy. Maybe even if it's just a loan, he could help us out to the end of the season. But he would definitely improve our squad, and I'd love to see it happen. Come on, let's finish it off. Let's do it. Finally on the agenda today, Harji Wright, the 24-year-old American striker that currently plays for Antal Yazpor. The 6'4" striker towers above most centre-backs, scoring 4 of his 10 goals this season from his head, showing very good aerial prowess in the box, and his hold-up play is not too bad. Watching him, he does look a lot like Mateta, does remind me a lot like Mateta because of the way how he's really dangly, bit like a battering ram up front. But is that what we need? I'm not sure, because we've got Edouard and Mateta already, who are very big kind of players, and do we need another one? I don't know. But he is a striker, and he is currently scoring goals, and that is something that our strikers are not doing currently. So even if you're scoring goals in any league, even if it is the Turkish league, who cares? You're still scoring, you're still hitting the back of the net, and you're still gaining confidence. Also takes penalties, left foot, right foot, decent on both feet. Confident. I think I can't remember whether he was in the American World Cup squad, but I don't know. But for more information, I'll like to hand you over to Patrick from Back of the Nest. Don't forget to subscribe to those guys because they're doing amazing work. But Patrick, take it away, please.
Hey everyone, Patrick here from Back of the Nest, talking for Eagle Eye Football on Harji Wright. Harji Wright's a player I've seen. I live in America now. Came up through a local team here, New York Cosmos. Decent striker. Thing for me that just doesn't have enough quality for me to be a Palace player at this time. Came through the youth system of United States, played actually with Christian Pulisic on the under 17 youth team at the last World Cup, scored a goal in a knockout round against Netherlands. But for me, it just doesn't offer enough as far as a player that Palace should be looking at right now. Currently, he plays in Turkey, has 10 goals in about 16 matches. But Turkish League isn't the Premier League. I just don't see what he offers that's different from, let's say, even Jean-Philippe Mateta. So at his age, 24, I just don't see why Palace are looking at Harji Wright. We have much bigger needs. Fullbacks, for instance, centre midfield. So though in the past I might have said Harji Wright might have been a good for as a take a chance on, I just don't think right now he's a player Palace should be looking at. Anyway, that's it for me. Now, good luck to everybody at Eagle Eye Football. Take care.
Thanks so much, Patrick, for coming on. Always subscribe to Back of the Nest. As I said with Louis earlier, the link will be down below. Harji Wright, looking like it'll be £8-9 million worth of player right there. I'm not sure if that's where we want to spend our money right now, because I know we don't really score many goals and we do like to struggle to score goals, but I think a striker is not what we need right now. We need midfielder and right back, and I think that's the main position. So I think 8 million right now, probably agree with Patrick, spend the money elsewhere. I think it's more needed elsewhere. But I agree with him. I think Harji Wright, Jean-Philippe Mateta, I'm not sure. Is Mateta better than Harji Wright? You tell me in the comments below. But with how he plays, I'm not sure whether he would benefit us immensely. He would improve the squad depth immensely with the fact of having 3 very good first-team strikers. I think you need 3 players per position anyway for any team. You probably even in the Championship you need players like that. If anything, you need more in the Championship. But I think, maybe if it's sort of like a view to the future. So maybe if Zaha goes, you could put Edouard out left and Harji Wright up top. That could be a viable option, but I'm not really sure right now. Let's see some stat. Harji Wright has scored 10 goals in 16 games, registering no assists, so maybe not passing too much. Getting 2.8 shots per game and only 1 on target per game. This shows that he's one of them strikers that get into really great positions, but just can't finish it off, unfortunately. But you know what? I'd rather someone get in the positions than no one get in them whatsoever. So that's an upside. Unfortunately, he's missed 6 big chances so far this season, which 2 of them were penalties. I think he can improve. I think he's one of them ones where we should take a chance on him in the future. Probably not now, because right now we're in need of assistance. Right now, he's probably one for the future. I know he's 24. He's not too young, but Vieira can make it work. Vieira can do what he wants. I'd love to see what we can do. Not really sure about Hardy Wright. I'll probably still stand by what I said earlier, where the money can be used elsewhere better. But you never know of this club. This Crystal Palace, anything can happen. Let's round it out. And yes, guys, that's it for Transfer Weekly episode 3. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bowie, Amrabat, and Hardy Wright. Tell me which one you'd prefer out of all 3. Bear in mind that I don't think Amrabat's coming no matter what we do. But it is what it is. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Put your thoughts and your player suggestions in the comments down below. I'm JC from Eagle Eyed Football. This is Transfer Weekly episode 3. And I'm out. Peace.